if he's teaching these type of things in the college level, when those college kids get to the league, they're going to be an entirely different breed.
All right, welcome to the Shadow League Locker Room, and joining me today is two-time Super Bowl champion and former Ole Miss standout, Brandon Bolden. We got a lot to do right here. Brandon, what's good, big homie?
I'm good. How you doing, O?
Man, how you feeling? Did you watch any of the madness this weekend?
I caught a couple of clips. Me and my son was talking about it. It was a wild weekend for football.
Travis Hunter, obviously, man, he is a big story this weekend. Our 2024 Heisman Trophy winner, 552 first-place votes. He edged out Genty in the closest race since 2009. But this should have been his moment, man, and it is obviously his moment, but it also coincides with the on- or off-field situation with his girlfriend, man. Let's break this down. Do you feel like Genty has a legitimate case to say that he should have won? I know you are, running back. You might be a bit partial in that regard. What are your thoughts on it, man?
I mean, me and a couple other guys, so every year I was in New England, every running back room, we started a group chat. And Damian Harris, who's doing commentating now, and James White, who's also doing commentating, got their insight while we were talking about it. But we all agreed that, yes, Gentry was by far the best player on Boys' team. And I'm not taking away nothing from his O-line who got him to that spot. And from a few other people I've talked to, it's been a big thing about the strength of schedule they was on. Travis Hunter was going against a lot of the nation's best and held his own a lot of the time. And on the other hand, Gentry had pretty much Derrick Henry's senior year of high school football year out there. He was phenomenal. He made things happen, like I said. And me and my son also said this: when you think of Boise, who do you think of? It's like Gentry. When you think of Colorado, first name that come to mind, Shedeur. And so it was like, well, you could take the popularity contest conversation completely out because I know I haven't seen anybody put up the numbers Travis did in my lifetime of watching football, offense and defense, besides on video games. So for him to go out how he did and, to go win it, I was proud for him. I stood up and clapped for him, even though I did, selfishly wanted Gentry to get it. But I also understood everybody's kind of thing because when you look at it, the teams they did beat, they beat them, and pretty much by himself. But at the same time, those teams didn't beat anybody else. It wasn't like it, and like I said, again, it is Division I football. He went out there and did what he was supposed to do. He had the yards as a running back. He had the stats that we probably won't see again no time soon.
Yeah.
So I think it should have been a close one because, like I said, he was Boise's team. But Travis Hunter did put work on the field on both sides of the ball. So, hats off to him, and that's phenomenal. The last person I've known to do that, especially in the league, is Julian Edelman, in which that didn't even last that long. He went in as a backup, and he never went back on defense again. So I was a fan of both parties. But it was cool to see that it came down to those two. Those were two deserving players. And like I said, biasly, I feel Gentry on what he's saying because, like I said, we're not going to see that done again. But I also hear the argument for Travis because we're never going to see that again, I don't think.
So, Brandon, with that being said, just the sheer amount of snaps that Travis is playing on both sides of the ball, when you talk about the Heisman, we're talking about like the best player, you know what I mean, right? In college football. And I don't think, we've really seen anybody do it. For me, I thought what was impressive is going from HBCU, okay, number one, because oftentimes you're going to compare the talent on these levels and then going and playing, on the power side of things and really just showing up just as well and really being that dominant. And I feel like, Genty is that guy, no question.
Yeah.
And I think any other year he would have had it. You know what I mean? I just felt
Oh,
like
100%. I agree with you. Any other year besides this year, because like I said, we ain't, that's a tough act to follow. Like the next person that try that, they got some big shoes to fill. So if Gentry would have did this last year or even next year, oh man, yeah, he gonna win it hands down.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, Travis Hunter made history in a way unlike anything that I think we've seen in a long time. And I think just Prime being there, to help that whole situation along was just extra special, man. I wanted to, get your thoughts on his girlfriend. Certainly, that has been going viral. We've had some folks, give feedback talking about, you shouldn't be talking about that, but I don't know what they're talking about. That's what everybody's talking about. You can't help
Right,
but talk about that, right, dog? Like at the
right,
end of the day,
100%.
his girlfriend has certainly gone viral for what people perceive to be her attitude, right? On a number of
Mm.
levels, both at the Heisman award ceremony, it seemed like Prime had to nudge her a little bit to get up, and he did it kind of discreetly. Did you catch that though, Brandon?
Real.
That was,
I peep,
yeah,
I peep, I peep, I
he
peep.
did that discreetly, man. He didn't call her out. He didn't play her with it, but you know what I'm saying? But she was the first, well, she was the last one up and the first one to sit down. Thoughts on that?
Mm. Um, it's it's tough. You don't know anybody's personal situation or what they're going through, what's going on off the field and stuff like that. Now it is times, and I think they're going to have a conversation about it because it's not just going to be. And I had to learn this when I was in high school. Is it's not just going to be Travis Hunter, and it's like, oh, is that Travis Hunter? I don't know if that. No, that's definitely Travis Hunter, and it's kind of they're going to have to step into that light of everybody going to know your face,
Yeah.
and in her case, everybody's going to know your face, and everybody's going to try to get that same reaction out of you. So they're going to kind of have to work together, come together, so there's an understanding. Because the video I saw was I think it was at an Adidas event,
Well,
and she had
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
The Adidas event.
she was like, am I supposed to just sit here? And I get it. I've went through that several times, and it's as an athlete, and we hear so many stories of, oh, don't ever meet your heroes and all this, and we never want to be that guy, especially when there's kids involved. So we're going to take that extra time, and like I said, it's more of a they kind of got to handle it situation. He has to kind of speak to her on some things, and she can give her feedback as well, and they can find some type of middle ground. Maybe she doesn't come to everything, maybe just things that maybe she might be interested in. But I he handled it very well. He didn't let that affect what he was doing with his fans and stuff to kind of go disarray, even though she was, and I can imagine. Like I've been on both sides. I'm standing there with a few of my teammates, and we there for 2 hours signing autographs, and it's just like I'm glad nobody recognized me, but I'm about to. But at the same time, I've done signings, and like I was supposed to leave at 5 o'clock. It's 5:45, and I'm still signing because I want to get these kids out of the way. And I look over, and I'm getting them eyes too. And it's just he's building a brand. She is now part of that brand, and they got to kind of work together. But um, like she's human, and stuff can get aggravating at times. So I totally understand her side, and I understand his side. But I will say he handled it very well. When especially when the cameras was around. Even the one where he went to go get her after a game, I believe that was coming down the steps. Um, and I you get caught up. We just won a game. I'm guilty of that. When we played in the Super Bowl. Which one was it? I want to say it was the first one. I was late going to get my family because I was riding around on the golf cart around the field with the Lombardi Trophy. I got caught up in that moment, and because you kind of, as an athlete, yeah, I know my family here, I know my girl here, I know it's people watching me, but once you're inside them white lines, I know them eyes on me, but y'all not there because nobody's in that. Nobody, I don't see anybody in the stands. So at that moment when that clock strikes zero and it's a big celebration with the guys who we all work for this for, it like give me let me shine for a second. I'm gonna come get you. Just let me shine for a second. So like I said, some they gotta find some type of common ground.
Let me just say this for the record, man. I really want the best for the brother. He seems like an exceptional young man. I really would love to see this work out. It just seems to be a number of things, one after the other, that just seems to, be going viral. Unfortunately, and probably around one of the biggest moments, in his life, obviously,
Right.
ever. And he gave such an exceptional speech in terms of just, acknowledging all the people in his life, his father, but it just seems like when comedian Godfrey said what he said, he addressed it, and Travis told him, leave her alone. But, I know it's difficult navigating in front of the world, right?
Right.
And I
100%.
just would have thought maybe after the first incident, which is the one you spoke on when he was coming out off the field, and she was in the stand, so to speak, that maybe she would get it, maybe understand a little bit differently. But they are young. There's a lot
Mhm.
there. So we'll see it. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens with this. Um, it is his life. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
said, you've seen some other high profile things. Have you ever seen a situation similar?
A few. I've seen that happen a bunch of times. I was in college and in league. It happens, and that's why I don't fault her because I've seen it on every scale. Um, I've witnessed and I've been part of it even because, like I said, even I get caught up in the moment and I'm late to go get. Which one was that? Was the AFC Championship game to go play the Eagles in the Super Bowl? Oh, we cut up. We cut up because we wasn't supposed to be there. We were supposed to lose the first round of playoffs, lose second round. We wasn't supposed to be in the AFC Championship. Everybody was old. Nobody was going to gave us a chance, and we won. And so, as a team, we knew it's like, yeah, we're going to enjoy this because we wasn't supposed to be here right now. But as we're doing that, we turn around, and everybody, girl, looking at them like y'all just not gonna come get us. And it's like, yeah, so we even stayed on the field even longer just to kind of celebrate with the families and stuff. But it's moments where you get caught up in, like, I can't believe we just pulled that off. So, like I said, I've seen it, I've been a part of it. I totally understand both sides. Like I said, they just got to find some type of middle ground. And it may be some factors that, like I said, we don't see on his off the field stuff, but on the field, we all know how some of those interactions can go, and like I said, he handled it very well. They not running to the internet trying to explain to everybody. So they're young. This is, I'm sure, a new experience for both of them. And so hopefully they'll be able to grow past this and, like I said, work together.
Do you think that behavior for Travis or for any professional athlete, is that behavior a red flag?
If it continues, it's a red flag. If it happens once every blue moon, like if she did this every game for the season, all right, yeah, bro, you might want to watch yourself. Like I said, just in those big moments, because nobody has went back and found anything. Well, I'm not sure. I haven't been on social media in a while. Nothing before the on the field incident. So I'm not going to say that she's always does this, but like I said, this is going to be a new realm of notoriety for both of them because a lot more, and not and it's neither one of their fault. Like, let's just be honest. The world likes to see people, go down in misery sometimes. So in this situation, like I said, Travis is doing fairly well with it. She's gonna have to catch up and you know be excited for him. Live in the moments, be a fan type stuff. And I'm not saying she isn't a fan at all, but it's kind of see it through the fans' eyes. They don't get to see him every day like you get to see him every day. They don't talk to him every day like you get to talk to him every day. So these people want to cherish these moments, and Travis is trying to make these moments with these people, these fans, which is awesome for him. And like I said, it is an experience thing. The first couple of times it is hard. It sucks because that's a weird conversation going home when you got to explain why you was being so nice, and then like I said, talk about it, hear both sides out, and learn from it and move on.
It's kind of funny. Bill Belichick. has made the leap, and he decided he was going to get on the collegiate level and do his thing at UNC. I've heard some people say it was going backwards for Belichick for what he's accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Good move, bad move for someone like that who's never coached college kids. What do you think?
I like I said last time, I think Bill is he it's hard for him not to be around football.
Yeah.
And he knows, like, so in my mind I don't think he's moving backwards. He's being proactive. He's making that next wave of great players to come in, because when I got there coming from Ole Miss, I learned so much in my first spring that I thought, what to me is stuff I should have been taught in high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like I wish I had some of this knowledge. I can see a 2 shell, I can see a 3 shell. I kind of know where blitzes are coming from, and this is all within the first 2 weeks of even being in the meeting room with him. And so when you hear, when I like, and it's not just me, it's multiple guys, and even Tom has talked about how, you know, he learned so much from Bill. It's he's not moving backwards. Like I said, he's going to where he think he needs to be to make that next great generation of NFL players. Because if you think about what I just said, if he's teaching these type of things in the college level, when those college kids get to the league, they're going to be an entirely different breed. And me and my son was joking about this, and because I brought up the point, I was like, you know, Bill is pretty much cool with every old school coach, so I already know what type of program I'm going to be ran.
Yeah.
And then my son hit me with you think he gonna pull Saban out retirement? And I had to sit back and think about it because they boys.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so that
could be
yeah, that's something right there, because that'd be
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, it would be.
Can
scary.
you imagine?
So wait, Brad. You talking about him and Saban on the same staff?
Yes.
No, bro. You not. Come on. You're not playing fair.
We hypothetically, I want everybody to just think about the possibilities, because
It is.
one, what kid they not gonna sign?
Oh yeah. You know what?
You get one?
It's funny because I know Saban had issues in terms of the NIL, the emergence of NIL and where it's at. But I think those two together, yeah, man, it's different. And UNC is a very storied institution. I mean, I think they look different on a football level at this point. Almost like what they've done in basketball. Obviously is legendary. But now, Bill looked good in that Tar Heel blue. Now I won't lie to you. I was like,
look. I can't wait to see what shoes they let him rock for the first game. Because if he walk out there with a pair of Jordans, and if I know Bill, he going out there with either a pair of 1s or some 11s. But I'm gonna wait to see.
We're gonna wait.
But I know, like,
yeah,
I'm gonna wait to see.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Speaking of a coach of Bill Belichick's caliber, man, how would he have handled somebody like Devondre Campbell from the 49ers? I mean, everybody's talking about the brother just gave up and walked out on his teammates. I mean, unbelievable, in terms of how that went down. A lot of people calling for him to be cut. I heard, Keyshawn saying he'd never wear a uniform again in the NFL. It seems like a lot of people have some very strong criticism. I know you've gotten some phone calls. You might be able to tell us a little something different from your vantage point. You know what I'm saying? What do you think, people are saying, or what do you think they think should happen realistically to somebody like Devondre?
I'm telling you this. If we was in New England and he pulled that, especially in a time where they was asking him to go in, he definitely wouldn't have had a job. He wouldn't have had a job before he made it to his car. He would have been in the shower and getting that text message that he got cut. Now, for like, and I mean, I said this. Now, if it was some personal stuff going on before the game, that's when you kind of need that relationship with your head coach or your position coach, or somebody on the strength staff. Go talk to somebody and let them know, because if we always had this thing, and if any of the running backs was hurt, we always knew who was hurt, where you was hurting at, how we can convey this, or whatever. It was just me, Deion Lewis, and James White. I think Deion had twisted his ankle. My knee was banged up, and I think James had twisted his ankle. But we all knew if you can't go, just let us know. We won't even let the coach come find you to put you in there. We'll rock. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you get yourself together and you feel like you could go, you ain't got to tell me twice. I'm hauling off this field. You come get this. I don't need it. You know? And that's how we operated. Now, how he went about it, if they really did just come up to him and was like, hey, go in there, he was like, nah, I don't feel like playing today. That is about probably the most nerve-wracking thing you could do, because how the teams and most teams are set up, that means he would have had to tell one coach would have had to tell the coordinator would have had to tell the head coach.
Yeah. You think it was mental
You
illness though? I mean, is it like something? I mean, I don't. I just I've never really seen that outside of like Antonio. I mean, we've heard of things, but this seemed to be
yeah.
pretty extreme, bro.
And for it to be a healthy scratch too, because apparently he wasn't dealing with any injuries. I'm not going to blame it on mental illness. Like, it's too delicate of a topic
Sure,
to kind of just to throw him making a grown decision to not play in the game and say that's mental illness. I'm not going to go that far. I will say he might have some personal stuff going on. I've also heard that he didn't appreciate the way when Greenlaw came back, how he had to kind of take the back burner. And so let's just throw this out there. Let's say that he knew that Greenlaw wasn't ready. He went out there, got hurt, and now you coming over here to ask me. Now is that very childish of him? Yes. Is that messed up? He walked out on his teammates. Yes. I've known guys break fingers, ankles, tear ACLs. They go in the locker room. They coming right back outside to be with the guys. Because we want to know you all right. It's one thing when nobody in the locker room care about you, but you got a bunch of brothers in there and everybody looking for you to be that guy, and you just step away from them like they don't matter. So that's a kind of messed up message to kind of send to the guys who've been working their butts off to make sure they all there to be ready to go for the game and stuff like that. And also from a logistics standpoint, let's say if he would have told them Sunday morning, Saturday night, man, coach, I don't really think I could be able to play. They could have moved some people around and had another linebacker ready to go. So he kind of shorted not only his teammates but the coaches and like the whole team as an organization when you do stuff like that, because now they're scrambling for another linebacker, and in their case, I think they just said forget putting another linebacker out there. They went to a whole nother defensive front, and that's just kind of like the sucky part of the game. And another reason why is like sometimes it's better to have more than 53 people on the team on the sideline.
I've never seen an instance where a guy just that blatantly, and I feel like obviously it relates. It resonates through the whole league, right? So I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Not just
Oh, wait.
49ers.
Oh, what's his name?
Because even when Antonio did it,
Oh,
and Bryant,
nope. It was
Brown,
before Antonio.
okay. Oh, Vontae?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So when Vontae Davis, when that happened, you see what I'm saying? So I'm not, listen, I just want to make sure I'm sensitive to the fact.
No, I got you. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
yeah. That's all I'm saying. It's like,
Yeah.
it's bizarre.
I was actually we were playing against them that game.
Oh, wow. See?
We were playing against them that game. And so like when we came out after halftime and we ain't see him, we start asking him, he's like, right, he just he ain't even getting the shout. He just got dressed and left.
Absolutely. And rest in peace to that brother, man, because DMV, one of the great talents out of that region. But we'll see. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? We know it's no judgment. It's just really, one of those things.
It makes you wonder, because you just got like you and me, we sitting here having this conversation. If coach would have said, hey, I need you to come in there, what you need?
Yeah.
Like
that.
So it is a conversation to be had.
Yeah.
It is a conversation to be had.
Yeah.
Like,
nah, man.
We, like I said earlier, we don't know what anybody going through these days.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it was a drop the ball moment. And speaking of a literal drop the ball moment, man, Jordan Battle of the Bengals, he recovered a fumble and then he fumbled, trying to switch hands at the goal line. It's something that we know happens, but you know what I'm saying, on this level, what do you think that impact was like? What do you think the conversation in that locker room was like, you know what I'm saying, after the game?
That I mean, you can't say nothing else besides you blew it. Uh, when I was in New England, Bill had a strict policy: whatever hand you got the ball in, until you cross the back of the end zone, that ball stay in that hand. And he was real big on not reaching the ball out, real big on ball security all the way through. He didn't care if it was you picked it up on the 1 yard line and you just had it like this. He tucked that ball. Cause like I said, on the Mondays, that one like today, this morning, Bill would have showed that for a solid 25, 30 minutes. Then he would have pulled up every time somebody else did it for about the past 15 years. What happened to their career? What happened to their team? The whole nine. And it's just because he wants to teach everybody a lesson like ball security. Like, as he told us, ball security is job security. If you can't hold on to the ball, we can't trust you with it. And that went from offense, defense, and special teams. So that's that's it was very unfortunate. And it was one of them things. It was just like, bro, you didn't have that to do. You really didn't, because I think he was trying to go from his right hand to his left hand. When he went to the left hand, he like closed his hand too early and knocked the ball out of his own hand. So that was just, is one of them. Was like, bro, just finish, just finish, And even and since we talking about it, even the one with Jonathan Taylor, that was bad. That was bad. And even for him to be on the sideline to be surprised that the act he put on, I was like, oh, I can't believe no, bro, you let that ball go too early. So it's very unfortunate, and I can only imagine what those type of locker rooms and be like. And I've been a part of games where we lost by a fumble, or I don't think I've ever seen anything as far as you fumbling before the goal line, because like I said, especially since I've been in the NFL, every coach I had, from Bill to Adam Gase to Josh McDaniels, it was ball security all the way. Don't you ever pull that ball away from your body. I don't care if you dive, and it better be tucked under your chin, stuff like that. So, and even even when Tom would do a little QB sneak and he'll try to jump over with the ball out, yeah, we're gonna watch that for 5 minutes, and this would could have, because I hate this expression. It's not what it was. It would. It's not what it was. It's what it could have been. I hated that, but I understand it so much as a parent. I understand it so much as an older player. But the first couple of times I heard that, I wanted to scream, because we had great plays. Everything's drawn up, it's blocked right, and let's say me and you, we running a double team. Well, I hit him first, and you came and hit him late. But how you hit him, we moved him out the way, and we let the runner make a great cut off of us. Now we gonna watch this in film, but it's like I said, it's not what it was. It's what it could have been. Let's say if you would have hit him first, and then I would have hit him, and then we went the other way, we would have went into the path of where the runner was going. Or if we would have hit him at the same time, and we all fall on the ground. Now it's a question of if we were holding or something like that. So that's kind of how I was taught to go through film and how we broke stuff down. And it was nerve wracking, because you sitting there, it's like, but that's not what happened. But at the same time, as I got older, that's how I would plan out plays. If I'm rushing the punter and I know this guy likes to be high on top of players to hit you back down, well, now I got a move list for you. Like, I'm gonna run into you the first time, I'm gonna attack you inside, and then when I feel like you're going too high, because I got 1, 2, and 3, now I'm about to push you out the way and I'm gonna block this punt. But it's all because it's not what it was, it's what it could have been. And it's a hell of a process. But yeah, that the letting go of the ball, because you saw it in college, for the past like 3, 4 years in a row, it's been happening. It don't happen too often in the league, but for it to happen twice in the same day is like mind boggling almost. But I can only imagine what them coaches talking about today or even yesterday, because I know they got an earful of it.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it feels like it feels like it could have been preventable, but I don't know what he might have been thinking his process was, or maybe he thought he was doing something slick. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? But
No,
cool.
it wasn't. I tell you, it wasn't. It wasn't a thought process. He was excited. The dude from the Bengals was excited. That don't happen often, and especially when it's your first one, because you got to think about it. You on the NFL field, you about to score your first touchdown. You don't want to be the boring person on the field. You got to think of your celebration. You got to think who you about to go celebrate with, what you talked about all week when if you gonna score. So there's a lot of stuff to process. So I can understand. I understand it, but at the same time, I don't understand it because I wasn't taught like that. Because we'll have somebody coming running down the field to tell you, hey, we got to do this, we got to do this. But that's after you score. You know what I'm saying? But, and also we got to keep our balls. But thing about the NFL is every time you keep a ball, they charge you for it.
Really, what's the charge?
Yeah.
What's that charge, bro?
It depends. It depends. It depends. So, like, if you just simply just keep a game ball, especially if it's another team's game ball, you might get hit for like anywhere from 2 to 6 thousand.
Whoa, Brandon, come on, hold on, big dog.
Oh, I'm really about to mess your head up now. When we was playing, when I was in Miami, we played New England. I had a 56-yard touchdown, and no, it wasn't the 56-yard touchdown. It was the second one. I had a 56-yard touchdown, kept that ball. The second time I scored, it was like a little tough run. I broke a couple tackles. It was like a little like goal line run.
Yeah.
And I threw that ball as high up in the air as I could. And people told me I owed them $12,000.
When did you
I
wait?
politely said,
Hold on. When did you find out, Brandon?
you don't find out about fines till like Wednesday or Thursday.
Wow.
So like you'll do something on Sunday and you just like, I know I'm about to get that FedEx letter. Or my agent gonna call me and it was like, hey, you got this appeal coming up, for stuff like that. In the playoff game against the Titans in what was that? 18, I think. I scored on a goal line run, threw the ball into the upper deck in New England, and they tried to hit me for like 16 because it was the playoffs.
Bruh.
Now both times I got the one for throwing the ball off the field, I sent them the I sent them the ad from Academy of the NFL ball that said $12.99, and I got it reduced to like 1,800, but I wasn't paying the full 12 bands for a football. No sir,
Brother,
no sir.
I mean, even 1,800, I'm still like, I just didn't know. Didn't know.
Oh, everything costs you these days.
Yeah.
That's what I'm. That's all I'm
Oh
gonna say.
yeah.
Everything costs.
Oh yeah. That's
And another thing, because these big old contracts, the NFL gonna get their money back,
mm,
whether it's for illegal color your cleats,
yeah.
the length of your socks, your pads not being right. Um, I know some guys like everybody don't rock the dark. You remember a long time ago, everybody had a blacked out visor,
Yeah.
and now nobody has a blacked out visor.
Right.
They start finding people if you didn't have a prescription for the dark visor.
Right.
It's a fine.
Because you had the
Like
visor for a little
12,
while, right?
15 grand. I had to go. I went and got mine. I went and got that prescription because I had a gray one, and we were playing. We were playing in New England, and we were playing the Giants. And I scored a touchdown. I did my celebration, but when I looked down, you just see the reflection of all the cameras taking pictures. So it looked like I got a blacked out visor. And then people told me they was gonna find me for wearing a visor that was too dark. And every picture they pulled up was all pictures of like not all the lights on, not like during the actual play. It was like after something big happened and we got fireworks and all this stuff going out. But shoot, I know at one point when I was in New England, because it happened a couple times, we kept telling them it was a light gray. They was like, no, this is black. So I had to go take my helmet to like we call them the uniform police, and I went and took it to bro, look through here, and you tell me if this is dark or not. He said itself. He said, man, I'm looking at these pictures, but I'm looking at it's like, do you change it when you go inside? I said, bro, this is the same thing I've been playing in all season, and that was the only way to plead my case. But they tried to hit me for like 36,000 for my visor.
Bruh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Clear. What happens if you give away your cleats, bruh?
Uh, Nothing, because most of the time, most players all either cleats either coming out of the equipment room, which they got thousands of them, or you getting something custom. So you don't really get in trouble for that, even with your gloves.
Mm,
Now I remember back in college, they used to like hit us for like $10, $20 for giving away their gloves because they was real tight with that Nike stuff. Nike had just took over, so they
yeah.
didn't have everything.
Mm,
But in the league, the cleats and gloves and stuff like that, they really don't be tripping on the. What they will tax you for is your jersey.
okay.
They tax you for them jerseys. Like if you sign the jersey off, technically you bought that jersey, and so now you got to pay with it. Like with that next paycheck, you are gonna get what is it gonna say? It's gonna be equipment, and it ain't gonna be. It might be like $300-$500. But they charge you like every time you see them trades happening on the field, and it was like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, bro, I appreciate it." Yeah, they're about $300-$500 coming out their pocket
Man,
every time.
that's wild. Um, another big game this weekend obviously was Buffalo, man. Um, Josh Allen's performance, man. He's got a lot of folks talking. You know what I mean? And the comparisons are always there. The debate about whether he's surpassed Patrick Mahomes still comes up, and obviously what he means to his team. Um, some people think it's just, what I'm saying, his time to shine. But, do you think Josh Allen has really done enough to surpass what it is that Patrick Mahomes has done, at that position?
I I'll say this about Josh Allen because I played against him pretty much my entire career. Ever since he came into the league, I've been playing against him. Josh Allen is a very good quarterback, like a very smart quarterback when you really go watch him. Now he hasn't had the opportunities that Pat has, but him and Pat are two very different players. Josh make things happen with how he can launch that ball, how he can get upfield. Pat, on the other hand, Pat get back there and just make it backyard football. Pat may run down the field, but Pat about to sit there and buy time for somebody to get open. And because he has that threat that he can step up, Pat gonna find Kelsey sitting wide open. Back in the day, catch Tyreek sitting in the corner by himself. So to me, that's two totally different beasts. But because of how Kansas City season is going, everything is on Josh Allen right now. And because when you go by the numbers, Josh Allen been doing pretty much this same thing since he been in the league. With, I mean, with all type of different talent. Like Josh, to me, is, I hate to say it, Josh to me is a more athletic Tom Brady. Real strong arm, very, very smart with like where he wants to put the ball. He recognizes defenses and stuff like that. He's tough and he can, like I said, he can run the ball. So when I, like I said, and we never went into Buffalo lightly. Like we just, oh, this is gonna be a cakewalk. We knew Josh Allen about to come and he about to do something to make all of us mad and make this trip back home just disgusting. So he's a hell of a player. But I will say, like you said, it is his time to shine because it's I can't even speak on what's going on in Kansas City. I know watching them, I know they fans are probably all stress levels are through the roof and there's a lot of high blood pressure accounts out there right now because they're a very good team, but God, they leave everybody in there until the last minute and then they just try to take over. So I agree with you. It's definitely Josh's turn to shine right now, just because of the difficulties Kansas City is going through.
And Detroit is a hell of a team, man. Listen, make no mistake about it. They earn
No,
every point that they put up on the board. You know what I'm saying?
yes, indeed.
Yeah, yes, Sunday. So I mean, Detroit. You know what I'm saying? That was a close one. The team, the Bills pulled it off, but I was like, man. Do you think that when it comes to those comparisons, though, do you think that perhaps the fans are just a little tired of Patrick Mahomes, almost like he's been doing it. He because I know fans got tired of Brady to a degree, but it was like
Yep.
you couldn't deny Brady because when he got in there, it was always something
Yeah.
special. But with Mahomes, do you think fans are a little bit tired and they're looking for somebody else to crown?
I think so. And it's not just Pat. I think it's the whole. I'm not gonna call it a circus or a charade, but it's like the whole thing around him
Yeah.
with all the kind of all the off the field stuff Kansas City had going on. Then
Mm-hmm.
you got Kelsey with Taylor Swift, which brings a whole nother dynamic to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of when you think about it, that's all you really everybody talked about them first couple weeks of the season was, oh, she came to this game.
Yeah.
Oh, she was at this game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was so happy he caught a pass. And it's just like, bro, can we watch football, please?
Yeah.
So I see it, and I kind of understand it. And even playing with the Raiders, and it was always go beat the Chiefs, and I got to see him, in Vegas, and I got to play him there too.
Yeah.
And it was just one of them you could kind of feel that I guess you want to call it animosity kind of growing, even over the years coming. But I'm assuming just this year is just too much, and they just trying to find the next best thing.
So, I know Bron stepped away as it relates to basketball, man. LeBron stepped away for a good minute for personal reasons. It's been a lot. He's had a shooting slump. Obviously, a lot of negativity projected his way with him and Bronny. But he, came back, led the team to a win. With these personal challenges, you know what I'm saying, and, the Lakers being inconsistent in terms of performance. Do you think that it might be time for LeBron to consider retirement?
No, I never wish retirement on nobody. If he feel like he can still go, let him go till the wheels fall off. Um, Now if it is personal reasons and stuff like that, we kind of all got to sit back and respect it and hope whatever he does get all that together and straightened out, that he comes back and be the LeBron we've all known him to come back and be. Some of these things take time. When you really look at past couple of years, what they played 80 plus games in the regular season, and he only plays maybe 50, 60 of them. So like he's not LeBron fresh out of high school. Like, nah, you're not gonna get that Bron back no more. That he's gone, and then you can only pray that Bronny come in and get close to that.
Say less. Hey, Brandon, man, appreciate you always, man. When you jump inside the Shadow League locker room, man, and give us some perspective, a little context, bruh.